I'm your host, Vinny, here with my lovely co host, Cody.
Hi guys.
So, we are here doing what we're going to call mini episodes.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be a little bit shorter, a little bit sweeter,
Mm-hmm.
you know, delicious.
Delicious.
But they're going to be going through two different formats. Right now, we're watching Wandavision, because Cody's never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to be doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Also something Cody hasn't
No,
watched.
I just basically know like Avengers and X-Men and the core characters, and there's like 1,000 other characters that I don't know. It's just there's too many, man. There's
Yeah,
too many to keep track of.
yeah, but we're gonna learn all of them.
You got to pick the one you like. That's the way I've always looked at it, because there's just too many.
Yeah. So, this being the first episode of WandaVision,
Mm-hmm.
episode one,
Yeah.
filmed before our live studio audience.
Which is very eerie.
And who's that starring?
That's Elizabeth Olsen was Wanda Maximoff. Paul Bettany is Vision. Directed by Matt Stockman. And Jack Schaefer was the writer. And this is after Endgame.
Presumably, yes.
Yeah, that's what it seems. That's what I've been told. Yeah. This is kind of like a really cool series, but starting off, it's kind of really slow, kind of like what is
The
going
pacing's
on?
hard.
Yeah,
It's really
black
hard.
and white, and then on top of that, it's black and white. So it's like what? They kind of do it on purpose, though. I feel.
Yeah, it's supposed to reminisce the 1950s TV shows like Dick Van Dyke and Bewitched and I Love Lucy.
Yeah, lot of bit of I Love Lucy I get from it. Like I was saying, the antics and the reactions is why, because it's set up living room, kitchen, just like I Love Lucy was, and basically like that's the stage.
Yeah,
Characters come in through the front door, and basically like a average 50s sitcom.
And Cody, what's the premise of this first episode?
The first episode is Wanda and Vision are trying to conceal their powers from their visitors with their boss and the wife. The boss and the wife impress the boss, impress the wife.
Yeah, and basically the episode starts out where they're in the kitchen talking and they look at the calendar and there's a heart on it.
Yeah.
And they can't figure out what it is. It's like they can't remember anything.
Which is weird. It's like, do they have amnesia? Like, what is going on? Like, you really don't understand a goddamn thing. Like, in this first episode, you're like, what is even going on?
Yeah. And then Vision goes to work.
Mm-hmm.
And he works at this computational place.
Yeah, computer science department.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Was there even computer science in the 50s? I mean, yeah, there was, but I just thought of that just now. Like,
It kind of doesn't sit right.
Wait, what? Yeah. There wasn't even, like, anything of that caliber back then. Was there?
There was.
Yeah, oh yeah, there was, though. But it was like your computational forms.
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Like how they used to do, like way back in the day, like put the paper in and like in the computer and like have it like blah 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 blah. like do all that
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
And so he's there, and then his boss goes, "I can't wait for dinner tonight." And you
Mm.
find out that his boss's name is Mr. Hart.
Yeah. But then they're like going back and forth, like, oh, well, today is very important, blah, 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 blah. And then they go back and forth, back and forth. You're like, why can't they remember anything? Like, they don't know if it's birthday, they don't know if it's anniversary, they don't know. They
Yeah.
don't know anything. It's weird. It's weird. They get it confused. And then it's funny because then they're like, she's all dressed for like dinner and lingerie, and they pop in and they got the guests, and it's hilarious.
The hijinks ensue.
Yeah.
But it takes a dark turn during the dinner party.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny at first, like she's trying to cook dinner and she keeps screwing up. Like, she burns the chicken and then she turns the chicken into eggs.
Yeah, and like
And
the
then
lobsters fly out the window.
Yep, lobsters fly out the window. And it kind of goes from there. But she finally pieces together and she makes breakfast for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Cody, how are the guests acting the entire time?
Yeah, so this is what's weird is they come in and Mr. Hart, his boss, is like pissed off the whole time. Like in the beginning. And his wife is just trying to help the whole time. And they're playing ukulele, which is hilarious. And then she's trying to make dinner and screwing it all up. And she keeps trying to go in to help her, Mrs. Hart does. And then they keep decoying and like trying to conceal their powers, as the title of the episode is. And then like they're eating, and then Mr. Hart starts choking, and then
That's when it turns dark.
yeah, and it's really weird. Like the wife is like,
Stop it.
yeah,
Stop it.
like
Stop
trying
it.
to tell
Stop
Mr. Hart to stop it, like he's acting up or like being weird or joking, but he's not fucking kidding around. He's actually like choking on his food.
Yeah, and he falls over and Wanda and Vision stare at each other for a few
Yeah, they
minutes.
close up on the eyes and like she says save him, and then he like apparently he has like weird, he's an automaton, phase locking.
He's Vision. Well, in a future episode, we'll actually go into backstories and origins and powers of these characters.
Yeah, and like he apparently can go through walls and meld with things. But yeah, we'll get to that. But he ends up like saving him. He reaches in his throat, like through
He
his
phases
throat,
through.
and then pulls out the food, which brings me to this other weird feeling that there is mind control, because like he apparently he was angry all the way leading up to when he was choking, and then all of a sudden he saves him, but it's not like it could just, you could just chalk it up to like, oh, he saved him, because the whole time he was trying to like bank on trying to get a promotion, and that's why they're having this dinner, or trying to see how he would fit with the team, and like he the whole time during the dinner there was so many hijinks and antics going on. The boss wasn't having it, so he was like, I don't know if you're cut out for management material. Then immediately after he pulled the food out of his throat, stood him up, and he was like, well, I think you can start Monday. Congratulations on your promotion. And it's just like, what? There was no like he just went through this like life or death situation, and then he is immediately, his mind has changed. There was no time to think about it. There was no like, oh my god, you saved my life. It was just, you can start Monday. Congratulations on the promotion. It kind of doesn't sit right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
And another weird thing is the commercial.
Yeah.
They do a commercial in the middle of the episode,
Yeah.
and it's for the Stark Industry toaster.
Yeah.
And what's so weird about that, Cody?
It's so weird because, like, the episode's all in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, there's like a one area on this toaster that's in color. And it's the red light on there. And it starts beeping. Almost like a bomb. Like a time bomb. And it starts going off. And this toaster is supposed to be a special toaster that, like, it's being advertised to, like, quit burning your toast for your husband. Or something.
Yeah, pretty much.
And, like, doing all this, like, 50s housewife stuff. Like, do this for your husband. There's a lot of, I did notice there's a lot of, like a lot of, like, male, like, old male, like, value kind of, like, thing going on in the episode.
The
like
1950s
mindset.
mindset.
The mindset. They even bring that, like, into the, like, the writing of it. It's kind of weird. But, I mean, it's not weird. I mean, it fits, but because that's the time. But, like, the toaster, it's like, it starts beeping, and it's very emphasized. The toaster is emphasized.
Yeah, they zoom in on it. And
yeah, it's weird.
so Cody's initial idea is that it's a bomb.
It's gotta be. It's a red light. It's blinking. I don't know.
Speaking of bombs and stuff, when they were bombing dinner, Wanda had her next door neighbor Agnes, who continually came over.
Yeah.
And she was trying to help her make dinner and set up the anniversary for her husband.
Yeah. She was all about trying to get, like, make it for her husband. It was played by Katherine Hayes. She's from Bad Moms and a few other older movies. Like, she's really cool. And I think that's a good fit for her. It's kind of reminded me of, like in Married with Children with, like, Marcy Darcy and Jefferson Darcy. But, like, minus Jefferson Darcy. Like, she just popped in. Like they always did, like, hey, like the neighbors, and, like, supporting neighbor character roles. It was just really cool to see that.
Yeah. It's really cool in general. I mean, I liked it, and I think it was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was slow. It dragged.
Yeah.
But it's a good premise,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows promise.
Yeah, it does. I just hope it, like, picks up. Like, I hope it doesn't, like, take forever to, like, explain, which is, I mean, that's what it's there for. I mean, that's why there's...
Yeah, that's why they're doing the show.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. You get on the edge of my seat, like, when it's that slow, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah. And the series, it picks up. So if you're watching the first episode, just know the first couple of episodes are slow, but they pick up and everything melds perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, there's so many twists and tricks and crazy shit that happens. I can't wait for Cody's, like, honest to God reaction since he has not seen this yet.
No.
So this is his first time watching it, and I'm making him sit down today and watch all the episodes, and we're gonna bang out all this miniseries, and it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's the coolest thing.
It is.
So Cody, you've never really got into Wanda and Vision. Like
No.
Wanda's a mutant, like from
Oh,
X-Men,
okay.
but she's Magneto's daughter in that.
Oh.
In the
okay.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, she's not.
Really?
Yeah,
What? Why? Like I don't understand.
because
that.
Marvel didn't own X-Men at the time.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was owned by Fox.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's who produced the X-Men movies.
Oh, okay. I see. But it is that in the comics, right?
Yes.
That is the case. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. And again, we'll go more in depth to that when we do the comic reviews.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we're doing comic reviews.
Yeah. We'll
So-
be doing those. We're pretty much gonna stick to the same format. We're just gonna do new little things like.
Yeah, you'll still get our like weekly episode,
Mm-hmm.
but these are little tidbits, like 20-minute little,
Mm-hmm.
little things.
Mm-hmm.
And
We're
I
gonna do
think
comics, games, film, but we're just gonna do shows, and it's just gonna be just a little smorgasbord of all of it,
exactly.
depending on what we decide to do.
Exactly. And I think it's going to work out pretty well.
Mm.
So,
Hell yeah.
but with that being said, I think I've run out of things to say.
I've also ran out of things to say.
You guys have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.